popular vote. Why?
Absolutely not. The small states were terrified that they would be run over by the large state delegates if anything like that were to happen. There are so many memorable quotes of small state delegates sitting on the floor of the Constitutional Convention, thundering at the large state delegates next to them, "We do not trust you. If we give you the power, the abuse of it could not be checked, and you would exercise it to our destruction." The small states were very scared. And so, of course, we ended up with this compromise, a constitution that blends many kinds of principles together so that we can balance power between the large and the small states.
And it's designed to say, okay, the South didn't put the president in, the North didn't put the president in.
No.
You need coalitions to put the president in, coalition of states.
Right. Exactly. You hear today that it's just about slavery and the southern slave owning states wanted to have an electoral college. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you look at the discussions, it was large versus small. Some of the large were northern states, some of the large were southern states, and vice versa. It was about the size of the states. It was not about slavery at all. It was about, let's have a presidential candidate who addresses the needs of the whole country.
Tara, what do you make of there are some big blue states like Illinois, New York, most of New England, where they're signing onto a pact that would award their electoral votes to whomever wins the popular vote. So at the end of the night, when they figure out who's got the most popular vote, Illinois will give them to the winner of that. What do you make of that suggestion?
It's crazy. And Illinois has to do that, by the way, even if the candidate did not appear on Illinois' ballot at all. They would agree that the will of the nation trumps what Illinois voters say. Now, 12 states plus D.C. have signed on to this compact. That's 181 electors. There are 2 other states, New Mexico and Delaware, that have it has legislative approval there, but the governors have not yet signed. That would be 189 electors on board. They need 270 to put their compact into effect.
Wow. So far, it's not going to be valid unless they get more states on board. And the crazy thing is some of those states are purple. You know, so obviously we know where Massachusetts going, but the purple states, maybe New Mexico's in play, and maybe New Hampshire's certainly in play. They would all of a sudden just say, okay, the popular vote went one way. But what if the popular vote in New Hampshire went for one candidate and they weren't en route to win the popular vote? The electoral delegates would just go the other direction?
So for any state that has signed this compact, they have to do what the nation said. It doesn't matter what the state said. The state could go 100% for the other candidate, and they would still have to vote for the will of the nation, not for the will of the state. It doesn't make any sense.
That would be quite a morning after aftershock. Tara Ross, thank you very much for explaining how our founders had that vision of how things should work. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And to pass that would mean 2/3